Hi, and welcome back to the Colorado Giants video log. Come join us at Harpo's in Boulder or the Tavern in Platt Park in Denver for the upcoming game against the Eagles on Sunday at 11. We will have a stitched jersey giveaway at Harpo's. All right, so let's talk about the Cowboys game. Spags was ultra conservative, punting on 4th and 3rd. Tied with 3 on the Cowboys' 37, netted 17 yards. And I get backing your D because it's your D, but punting the ball with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left in the game, down 7 in Dallas territory, was the moment to change the tide, and it did. 3 plays later, 81-yard touchdown, Rod Smith dancing in the end zone, 23-7, game over. Positives from the game, Evan Engram's total receiving yards is 3rd among all rookies, and he's 5th among all tight ends. And also, Ellison, got to acknowledge the touchdown. Let's remember, he is in there to block. He's a blocking tight end. All right. Last week went like most of the weeks this season. The Giants were so close in the fourth quarter, and then they just failed to get the W. Now, I look back, and 9 out of the 11 losses, the Giants were within 1 score in the fourth quarter. Forget about the record. These losses are demoralizing. We've had 9 of those such losses. The Cowboys game and the Rams game are the exceptions. The first Cowboys game and Rams game. And somewhat more palatable. When you know you're going to lose going into the fourth quarter, it doesn't sting as much. All right, we've got a long road ahead of us. Firing McAdoo and Jerry Reese, the general manager and the head coach, is just the first steps. This whole season, I was under the impression that Spags was trying to protect his very talented secondary by not using too many blitz packages. It hit me. I realized it on Sunday that the reason why is that our defensive ends are just not that good. JPP is a shell of what he used to be. Olivier Vernon is good on some given Sundays, but most of the time he's really not even there. No presence felt at all by the quarterbacks in this league. So what made it so obvious on Sunday was that the blitzes usually force an offensive line to go into a one-on-one, hat-on-hat situation, which gives the a talented defensive end an advantage so that now they don't have to worry about a double team. They can get after the quarterback. That did not happen, and the Giants got torched 3 times because of the blitz packages, and nobody could get there because the offensive line just isn't scared. They know one-on-one's fine. I don't mind, I don't have to double team JPP because he's not going to get there with 1. All right. So the most critical talent you can have on the team is the big guys in the trenches. I'm specifically talking about the offense and defensive lines. Other than Snacks and Dalvin Tomlinson, there's not a single guy I want to keep going forward into next year. So we'll talk more about, so the Giants are going to have to, they're going to have to add 4 to 5 top quality guys in the trenches between now and next season if they want to be competitive, which is, I'm not going to say impossible, but it's very difficult, and they're going to have to pay for it because otherwise how are they going to get it, right? If you're going to go through free agency, they're going to pay for it. All right. We'll talk more about the roster at the end of the season, but for now, let's focus on the Eagles game. Carson Wentz is out for the season with an ACL. So now we got Nick Foles. He gets the nod. Side note about Nick Foles, he's 2-0 against Big Blue. The Giants opened up at 9.5-point dogs. They're currently down to 7.5. I guess people don't believe in Foles. But 7.5 points, and we'll get down into the breakdown later, seems awfully low for this team. The Eagles are one heck of a team, even without Wentz. Let's talk about the injuries. Justin Pugh was just placed on IR, so the soon-to-be free agent and our best offensive lineman is now we will have to do without for the rest of the season. The Giants pick up another rookie, Mama, I think is how you pronounce his name, off the Kansas City practice squad. He's a rookie, obviously, so he's got no playing experience. He's been on the practice squad for Kansas City. But Andy Reid did mention him in the preseason, which means obviously he thinks that he has some future talent. So there's a bit of a gamble there. All right, Landon Collins, he wants to play through his ankle sprain. We don't know if he's actually going to. The Giants are saying that they don't want him to play because they don't want him to ruin his future. He says it's 10 times better or not as bad as his Week 5 ankle sprain injury, which he did play through. Eli Apple may return. As Spags says, they're trying to oil him up to play. Now, I heard a very interesting quote from Landon Collins, which gives you some insight into what's actually going on there. Landon Collins says, we need him to want to be here and not to fight against us or fighting against the coaches. So clearly there's more to this situation than just injuries. If you don't know, Eli Apple has been inactive for the last 4 weeks. This gives some insight, not sure where that's going or whether or not Eli Apple has a future here with the Giants. All right, on offense, the Eagles have a solid D. They're ranked 1st, 4th, and 5th in rushing, total yards, and points. Fletcher Cox and Nigel Bradham, they just gobble up the run. And with nobody to block, we're going to see Brandon Graham have speed pass to Eli in the backfield. Eli's going to have to throw the ball too because the Giants are they have such a great rushing attack, 4th in the league. The Giants are 2nd to last in points and should be the last by the end of next week if they continue the scoring trend that they've had over the last 5 weeks. On defense, this will be the second time the Giants play the NFL leader in points, and it didn't work out so well when we played the Rams last time at 50, gave up 50 points. The Eagles run the ball extremely well, so I honestly don't feel that losing Wentz is a big problem for the Eagles. They have a solid running attack. In fact, they're 2nd in the league, and so they are 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in points, rushing, and total yards respectively. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and the passing game isn't too far behind with Wentz, which was at 11th in the league. So the D is going to have their hands full. And obviously the Giants give up more touchdowns to tight ends than any other team in the league. So look for Ertz and Selleck to get their hands on the ball. Thanks for watching the Colorado Giants video log. Hope to see you at Harpo's in Boulder for a stitched-on jersey giveaway or at the Tavern in Platt Park in Denver. The game is at 11 o'clock on Sunday, and we're playing the dreaded Eagles. Should I go into the song? No, we'll wait until you guys show up for the Hating the Eagles song. Cheers.